Just as Floyd was heading up our coast, we were heading down A1A towards St. Augustine, right into the brunt of the storm. At the time, the winds were starting to wreak havoc with some homes on Volano Beach, just outside of St. Augustine. This is what we faced at the height of the storm. We just drove down A1A, and I want to give you an example of what we're seeing as we're heading into St. Augustine. The wind has really been whipping us around, and as we were coming down the road, power was out from Ponte Vedra all the way down to here. We're seeing the winds kick up, but I want to show you the type of damage that we're seeing. If you take a look back here, this is Compton Seafood, right before we enter into St. Augustine. You can see up there that some of the roof is already starting to blow off. Now that's what we've seen with a few of the homes along here. The shingles have come off in some of them. Not extensive damage at this point, but I do want to let you know the storm is still a ways out there. And while these are just tropical storm force winds, this is going to get much worse. I do want to emphasize that it is dangerous to be out here. As we were coming down the road, there were some small debris of limbs and trees. It's going to get much worse. So your best bet, stay out of the area. They're not going to allow you into the beach anyway, but this is the reason why, because we're going to see this damage pick up as the day goes on. Power lines were snapped and blocked roadways, and homes saw some roof damage. But it wasn't only in St. Johns County that we saw damage. Families in the East Arlington area of Jacksonville returned home to this: trees on houses. Here it smashed a pool house. In Queens Harbor, the owner of this house had 2 trees come down on it, while some, like Doug Goodrich, found trees in his yard, barely missed his house.
When I came back, I was really stunned at 40-mile-an-hour winds. Look at that! It snapped the tree off like a twig. There was, that's a lesson to anybody that doesn't leave. It's a lesson to me, because I'll tell you what, next time I'm going even further.
It's a beating no one could prevent on a day everyone feared would be worse. Knee-deep and subsiding, flooding looked to be the biggest problem.
Several bands of rain came through this area as a result of Hurricane Floyd, dropping at least 4 or 5 inches of rain. But that's not what caused this huge puddle, which is about 2 feet deep. Instead, authorities tell us that at one point the tidal surge was so great that the water came up over the intercoastal and covered this area. You can see just the debris along the sidewalk. Now it's going to take several hours before all of this water dries up.
Late in the afternoon, residents were finally able to go home.
It's only up to just over there, so it looks like we didn't get any in the house.
Spared by an inch, this Anastasia Island couple says they still don't have power, but they're staying put. Despite a vicious surf, there were still some itching to indulge, while those on land marveled at what they saw.
This is unbelievable. I mean, I thought there were just minor damage, but I mean, there's washouts and things that have been done here that just are very surprising.
The tidal surge swelled so high, 15 feet to this spot, the ocean ate away this patch of land, while winds battered roofs. Perhaps proving Mother Nature can be furious and beautiful in just one day's time. Jennifer Waugh, Channel 4 Eyewitness News.